So you married me on purpose. Everything was fake, Kemi.
No, Tunde. I loved you.
So how did you meet Kunle? How come this child, Kemi? It all started that night.
What night?
I was ready to catch my wife cheating. But what I saw that day, I wasn't prepared for it. I thought my wife was cheating until I saw who she was meeting. That sentence still haunts me till today. If I had known what I would discover that night, I would have stayed in my house, locked my door, and minded my business.
Call the police.
Tunde pushed me.
Let's go. Secure the doors now.
My name is Tunde. I live with my wife Kemi in a quiet part of Surulere, Lagos. We've been married for 4 years. No children yet, but we were managing. At least that's what I thought. Kemi was the calm type. She didn't talk too much, didn't go out often, didn't keep many friends. In fact, people used to tell me, "You're lucky. Women like this are rare." And I believed them. I trusted her completely until 3 weeks ago. That was when things started changing. Small things at first. Kemi began to press her phone more often, smiling at messages she wouldn't show me. Sometimes I would walk into the room and she would quickly lock her screen. If I asked, she would just say, "Work stuff." Work? Kemi sells fabrics online. Since when did fabric business require hiding your phone like a secret agent? I didn't say anything at first. I told myself I was overthinking. But then she started going out at night. The first time she said, "My friend is not feeling well. I want to check on her." She came back around 10 p.m. the second time. "My customer wants urgent delivery." That one was 9 p.m. The third time, no explanation. She just dressed up, sprayed perfume, and said, "I won't be long." That was when my chest started tightening. One night, NEPA took light. The whole house was dark except for the faint glow from her phone. She didn't know I was awake. I watched her from the bed. She was smiling, blushing, typing fast. Then she paused and typed something again and smiled even wider. That smile, it wasn't the kind she gave me anymore. That was the moment the thought entered my mind. Kemi is cheating on me. I didn't confront her. No, I needed proof. I needed to see it with my own eyes. So I started watching her, carefully, quietly, like a stranger living in my own house. Then one evening, everything changed. It was a Thursday. Lagos traffic was mad as usual. I came back home tired, sweating, just wanting to rest. Kemi was already dressed. Black gown, light makeup, her favorite perfume, the one she used to wear when we first started dating. My stomach turned. "Where are you going?" I asked. She didn't even look at me. "Just stepping out. I'll be back soon." That was all. No explanation, nothing. That night, I made my move. She left the house around 7:15 p.m. I waited for 5 minutes, then I followed her. Lagos at night was alive, Danfo buses shouting, Okada men zooming past, street lights flickering like they were tired. I stayed behind her Uber, heart beating, hands shaking. I didn't even know what I was hoping to see or what I was afraid to see. After about 20 minutes, the car stopped, but not at a hotel, not at a bar, Not at any place that made sense. It was a hospital. I frowned, confused. This wasn't what I expected. I quickly paid a bike man and followed her inside. The hospital smelled of antiseptic and silence. Nurses moved up and down the corridor. The air felt heavy. I hid behind the pillar, watching, waiting. Then I saw her. She walked straight to a private ward, knocked gently, and went inside. Something in my chest tightened. I moved closer, quietly, carefully, until I got to the door. The door wasn't fully closed, just slightly open, enough for me to see inside. And what I saw made my entire body go cold. Kemi was sitting beside a man on the hospital bed, holding his hand, tears in her eyes. But that wasn't what shocked me. No, what destroyed me was what she said next, in a trembling voice.
So what is this?
Please don't die. You're the only one who knows the truth about my husband. My legs went weak. My ears started ringing. What truth? Before I could process anything, the man on the bed slowly turned his face toward the door, and the moment I saw his face, I stopped breathing because I knew him, and the reason I knew him was something I had buried for years, something my wife was never supposed to find out.
The truth I tried to bury. I stopped breathing. That face, it was him. My legs felt weak as I leaned against the hospital wall. For a moment, I thought my eyes were playing tricks on me. But no, it was real. That man lying on the hospital bed was Kunle. My chest tightened instantly. Kunle, the one person I had prayed never to see again in my life. My mind started racing. How? Why is he here? And why is my wife holding his hand like that? Inside the room, Kemi tightened her grip on his hand. Tears rolled down her cheeks. Please, you can't die now, she whispered. You promised you would tell me everything. Everything? My head began to spin. Kunle coughed weakly. His voice was faint, almost gone. I tried to keep quiet, he said slowly, but he doesn't deserve to live a lie. My heart slammed against my chest. He? Kemi leaned closer. Please, tell me the truth, she begged. What happened that night? That night. My hands started shaking. Cold sweat formed on my forehead. No, 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 not that night. I staggered back from the door slightly. My breathing became heavy. That was a past I had locked away, buried, forgotten, or at least I thought I had. Inside the room, Kunle struggled to speak. He thinks it was an accident. My ears rang loudly. Kemi's voice trembled. Then what was it? Kunle turned his head slightly, as if he was gathering the last strength in his body. Then he said the words that shattered my entire world. It wasn't an accident. My heart stopped. Kemi froze. What do you mean? Kunle's lips trembled. He pushed him. Everything around me went silent. Kemi's voice dropped to a whisper. Who did he push? There was a long pause, the kind that makes your chest hurt. Then Kunle whispered, his own brother. My knees nearly gave way, because I knew exactly what he was talking about. That night, the bridge, the rain, the argument, the fall. I had spent years convincing myself it was a mistake, that I didn't mean to do it, that it just happened. But hearing it now, From someone else's mouth, it sounded different. It sounded like a crime. Inside the room, Kemi slowly pulled her hand away from Kunle. Her face changed. Confusion, fear, disbelief. "My husband?" she whispered. Kunle nodded weakly, and then he turned his head slightly toward the door, toward me. Our eyes met. My heart stopped, because the look on his face was not just recognition, it was warning. And before I could move, Kemi turned toward the door. Our eyes met. Her face went pale instantly. "Tunde?" Everything was exposed. Everything. But that wasn't even the worst part, because right behind Kemi, a nurse suddenly rushed in, shouting, "Doctor, we're losing him." Machines started beeping loudly. Kunle's body jerked slightly, and with the last breath he had left, he said something that made my blood run cold. "Check the DNA." My heart dropped. DNA? Kemi turned sharply toward me, her eyes filled with fear. "What DNA, Tunde?" I couldn't speak, because in that moment, I realized the truth I buried years ago was only the beginning. The result I wasn't meant to see. My mouth went dry. DNA. The word echoed in my head like a warning. Kemi was staring at me, waiting, demanding. "What DNA, Tunde?" she asked again. Her voice wasn't soft anymore. It was sharp. I forced a weak laugh.
You're overthinking. He's just talking nonsense.
"You're overthinking. The man is dying. He's not making sense." "Stop it!" Her voice cut through the room. I froze.
You think I'm stupid? Tunde!
I had never seen Kemi like that before. Her eyes, they were different, cold, searching. "You think I'm stupid," she said quietly. "I've been coming here for 2 weeks." My heart skipped. 2 weeks? She took a step closer. "I found him unconscious by the roadside. No phone, no ID, nothing," she lied. My stomach twisted. "But when he woke up," she continued slowly, "the first name he mentioned was yours." My blood ran cold. "And now he's talking about DNA," she added. Her voice dropped. "What exactly are you hiding from me, Tunde?" I couldn't answer, because everything was collapsing too fast. Just then, the machines let out a long, sharp sound. Beep! The room froze. Doctors rushed in, nurses shouting, "Clear the room!" Kemi stepped back, but her eyes never left mine. I stood there, unable to move, unable to think. Then suddenly, a nurse ran past me, holding a file that had Kunle's name on it. Something inside me snapped. Before I could think twice, I followed her. She entered a small office down the hallway, dropped the file on the table, and rushed out again. My heart was pounding. I stepped inside, closed the door, locked it. My hands were shaking as I opened the file. Medical reports, charts, notes. Then I saw it. A sealed envelope. On it was written, "DNA test result." My chest tightened. I stared at it for a long moment. Then slowly, I opened it. My eyes scanned the paper, and in that moment, everything inside me broke. Because the result didn't just expose one secret, it exposed two. And the second one was something I never saw coming. My hands were still shaking as Kemi held the DNA result. Her eyes moved slowly across the paper. Then she froze. "What is this?" she whispered. I swallowed hard. This was it. No more hiding. That DNA, I said slowly, is for a child. Her eyes snapped up. A child? I nodded. And according to that result, my voice broke. I'm the father. Silence. Heavy. Suffocating. Kemi staggered back slightly. But how? She asked. I closed my eyes, and for the first time in years, I went back to that night. The rain was pouring heavily. We were on the bridge. Kunle was shouting, angry, wild. You think I don't know? He yelled. You slept with her, Tunde. My chest tightened. I made a mistake, I snapped back. A mistake? Kunle laughed bitterly. She's pregnant. Those words hit harder than the rain. I was going to tell you, I started. Tell me what? He shouted. That you got my girlfriend pregnant behind my back? She was there too, standing between us, crying, begging. Please stop, both of you. But we didn't listen. Kunle pushed me. I pushed him back. Everything happened so fast, too fast. His foot slipped, his body tilted backward, and before I could grab him, he went over the edge. The sound of the water below still haunts me. Kemi was staring at me like she didn't recognize me anymore.
And just like that, everything went too far.
So it's true, she whispered. I couldn't deny it, not anymore. I thought he died, I said weakly. I swear, I thought he died. Kemi let out a shaky breath. Then she asked the question that broke me even more.
Do you even know who brought Kunle to this hospital?
Do you even know what happened after that night? I shook my head slowly. She nodded, like she expected that. After Kunle fell, we found him. My heart skipped. We? Her eyes locked into mine. Me and her. My chest tightened. Her? I whispered. Kemi's voice dropped. Kunle's girlfriend. Everything went silent again. She didn't run away, Tunde, Kemi continued. She stayed. She was the one who called me that night. My head spun. She knew me through family, Kemi said. She was my cousin. My knees nearly gave way. We rushed there, she continued. Found Kunle alive, barely breathing. My heart was pounding violently. And the child? I asked weakly. Kemi's face hardened. She kept the baby. My chest felt like it was collapsing. She gave birth, Kemi said slowly, to your son. My vision blurred. But that's not even the worst part, she added. My heart dropped. Kemi stepped closer. Her eyes filled with something darker than pain. I didn't just find out about you that night, she paused. I made a decision. A chill ran down my spine. What decision? I whispered. She looked straight into my eyes. I decided I was going to marry you. My blood ran cold. And when the time was right, she continued softly, I would expose everything. My world stopped. I couldn't move, couldn't breathe. You married me on purpose, I asked. Kemi didn't blink. Yes, the word hit harder than anything. All these years, I whispered, everything was fake? Her eyes filled with tears, but her voice stayed steady. Not everything. That confused me. There was a time I tried to love you, she said quietly. A time I hoped Maybe I was wrong about you. My chest tightened. But every time I looked at you, she continued, I remembered what you did. Silence. You took someone's life away, she said. You destroyed my cousin's future. Tears rolled down her cheeks. And you lived like nothing happened. I felt something break inside me. I didn't know he survived, I said weakly. I thought, that doesn't change what you did, she cut in. Silence. Then she took a slow breath. I stayed, she said, because I was waiting for this moment. My heart sank. The moment you would be exposed. Everything became clear. The questions, the distance, the late nights. It was never cheating. It was justice. Just then, a doctor walked in. I'm sorry, he said quietly. We lost him.
We're sorry. We did everything we could. We lost him.
My heart dropped. Kunle was gone. Kemi closed her eyes. Tears fell freely now. Then she looked at me one last time. You won't escape this again, Tunde. Fear gripped my chest. What do you mean? She reached into her bag and brought out her phone. Then she pressed play. A voice filled the room. Weak, fading, Kunle's voice. If anything happens to me, tell the police Tunde pushed me.
If anything happens to me,
Call the police.
Tunde pushed me to death.
My heart stopped. My legs gave out. Kemi looked at me. This time, she said softly, you'll answer for it. She turned and walked out, leaving me alone, with the truth, with the past, and with the sound of sirens already approaching the hospital. Because this time, there was no escaping
Let's go.
it.
Secure the doors
The
now.
end. Please don't forget to subscribe, drop a comment, and share to your friends. Thanks.